Only 33 years old, Marty Evans vanished from right here in Brownsmead, Oregon. We're back here. We're gonna be in the water doing some searching. This is one mystery you are gonna wanna be a part of.
In the small community of Brownsmead in the countryside, not far from Astoria.
You're always looking. Always. And you never quit looking. Your heart and your mind tells you to keep right on going.
As you guys know, we're normally out here pulling out cars, and today we hope to do the same thing. However, it's a little bit different level today because Nate, Scott, and I, we're working on a 30-year-old cold case of a woman that went missing.
A young mother up and vanished after her best friend's wedding in a small community out on the coast near Astoria.
I think the thing today was we weren't successful, but in reality, we now know in places that we don't need to search as intensely.
Wait a minute, we got a frame here. Come on now, what is this? That's a door, is that a door frame?
Unfortunately, we've not yet located Marty, but we've not given up. Today's the day that I'm hoping is going to be the day that we actually solve the case of the missing bridesmaid, Marty Evans, who went missing 30 years ago. We put in a really good search, really good effort on this one, and she's still out there somewhere.
I've said it before and I'll say it again, you're not gonna get the daughter. I'll kill you first.
Can you see it? Dude, is that a vehicle right there? Dude, that is a truck.
What?
Look at it. You can see it.
Hey guys, Josh Cantu here. Sorry for the interruption, but I just wanted to say thank you for being here today watching this episode. It's through viewers and supporters like you supporting the Adventures with Purpose movement that allows us to be here, boots on the ground, helping these families free of charge. But there's one other way that we do this, and that's through sponsored episodes, which brings us to today's episode sponsor.
Now, I told Jared I want to take the lead on this one because today's ad sponsor is NordVPN, and it is something that I use all the time while on the road. Now, as the videographer and kind of the tech guy, I'm in charge of not only keeping the footage organized and getting it to our editors, but keeping that footage safe. Now, a VPN stands for a virtual private network, which means that when you turn it on, your computer becomes basically invisible to the online network. This is important because when you connect to a public Wi-Fi at like a Starbucks or something, you are not protected. You're basically saying, my information is easily hackable, where somebody can literally be watching your screen from their screen. This is very dangerous when you're entering like credit card information or uploading something confidential. Now, when you turn on a VPN, you're basically putting this cloak over your internet traffic. It instantly hides your IP address and your virtual location. You can even say that you're streaming, that you're uploading from somewhere else when you're really here in the States. So if you're in an area that has kind of censorship on what you can watch online, you can basically cloak it with the NordVPN and make it look like you're streaming from somewhere else. So we negotiated a special offer for Adventures with Purpose fans. All you have to do is go to nordvpn.com/adventures for a huge discount on a 2-year plan. Plus, they're even gonna throw in 1 extra month free on top of that. All you gotta do is go to nordvpn.com/adventures. Back to the episode.
Can you see it? Dude, is that a vehicle right there? Dude, that is a truck. Look at it. You can see it. Marty Evans was a bridesmaid in her best friend's wedding at a Lutheran church in Napa, Oregon on February 10th, 1990. The 33-year-old divorced mom of two was the second oldest of 8 siblings. Pictures from the wedding taken shortly before she vanished show her wearing that dress with baby's breath in her hair. She disappeared that night and has never been seen from since. After the wedding and reception, Marty stopped at her mother's house where she and her 10-year-old son Andrew were staying after moving back from Ashland. While she was at her mother's house, family members said she had tearful conversations on the phone with a man she wanted to date as well as her ex-husband. Family members gave her a few bucks for gas, and Marty, still wearing her bridesmaid's dress, drove her brother's pickup truck to the logger in Napa to meet up with friends. Some people said she seemed upset while she was there. When Marty left the bar, she drove to what was then a nearby market and gas station along Highway 30, but the truck wouldn't start. When she tried to leave that gas station, she called one of her brothers who came there and got it going again. He watched as Marty headed out on Highway 30 towards Astoria, where she was never seen from again. The family doesn't know what happened next that night. Marty never showed up at the restaurant in Astoria where she eventually planned to meet up with her sister. Family members said that they knew something wasn't right the next day when they didn't even get a phone call. They called police and started frantically searching for Marty and the pickup truck. They put up flyers and authorities scoured nearby waterways, but never found any sign of Marty or the truck.
Years ago this month, a young mother up and vanished after her best friend's wedding in a small community out on the coast near Astoria.
And to this day, her disappearance remains a mystery and an open investigation.
This is, you know, one of those moments, times where you have that feeling like this is really happening, this is gonna happen. We're here, we're solving a case. We know we're on to something that's larger than life and absolutely unexplainable. Feet away from Marty Evans, where she's disappeared. An entire community's been looking for her. She went missing in her bridesmaid's dress. Doesn't get more powerful than that. We're feet away from her right now. We don't know it, but I feel it. I feel it.
You know, we have 4 locations today that we need to search. Coming back to this, we always have the potential foul play that I never want to look at, but we do have this in this case with the theories after 30 some odd years.
It's a long time.
But we also have the accident location, but we also have a suicide location as well. Actually, 2 suicide locations on this one as well. We're coming back into this with information, with the potential. We're coming back into this with knowledge also that we've learned over the last 2 years. And I'm feeling really hopeful today. We're gonna be able to find Marty. I'm Jared, and this is Doug.
Hello, Doug.
And then Scott, who's been with us, has met Linda before as well.
Hi, Scott. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, so yeah, we're just kind of getting everything ready, and then once
you guys are gonna be able to go in here?
Yeah, we'll just drop it in right over the edge right here. Okay, so Linda called me, or she texted me, and she told me, you know, some of the conversation that you had. So kind of brings us up to speed as to my understanding is you were coming back from Longview, you ended up picking up a hitchhiker.
At night, late at night.
So
that's weird, yeah. But it was pouring down rain.
And it was a female hitchhiker.
Yeah, and she wasn't dressed for the weather. So I signaled some kind of distress. So I stopped and asked her if she needed a ride somewhere. And I don't know, I don't recall the conversation, how it got there, but she asked me if I was Marty's brother.
Just out of the blue?
Yeah.
And you're like...
And when I introduced myself, she told me her name, and she said, I used to work with your sisters, or yeah, Joyce and Rhonda, my other sisters, at the hospital in Astoria. So she knew them. And then a little bit, I mean, we were about 12 miles from where she lived. I asked her what she was doing, and she had got a ride with somebody to a tavern there, and they left her. So, and it was like 10 o'clock at night, pouring down rain.
Okay.
And they left her, so it was about 12 miles to her house, so I gave her a ride. But that's what she said. She told me that this happened. I'm like, what? Because I've never, ever heard that version of anything.
Right. And so that version, you know, as she's telling you, I know you don't remember word for word, but like, what did she say? Like, we're here to, you know, at this spot this morning.
Moore brothers, they took her car into Brownsmead, and it was sitting in the brush up by this house right here.
Okay.
For a long time, and then they just pushed it in the slough.
Did she happen to say like how long it had been sitting here for a long time?
No, I didn't press her for details. Like I said, I didn't want to spook her. Nothing.
Okay. All right, well, yeah, we'll check out the entire slough here. We also heard rumors of off the train bridge, and then, like you said, there's that other slough right behind.
I don't think there's any way you could get a rig off the
Yeah, that's kind of my thought.
How did that theory come out? Where did you come up with that?
Which one?
Somebody said it was pushed off the train bridge.
Well,
I mean,
this is where telephone games and rumors come along, is because, you know, Mike here communicated with Linda, who is Marty's sister, who will be here in a few minutes. And so now she texts and relays this information to me of, you know, it's off the bridge.
Conversations go, the story changes.
And so I'll just...
I'm telling you right, I went out and I walked this the next day after she told me this. And there's lots of places you could just run a rig off the side into the slough.
Hi, Linda. I always love your look.
Welcome to our lovely.
Yes. Yes.
This is it. There's the actual trains that ran by here.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you again. It's been almost 2 years since we've been out here.
Yeah, I don't think my brother, I think he was gone down the coast or something when you were here last time.
Yeah. And when we started this, you know, it was Scott and I. Right. We had no sonar equipment. Right. We had no sonar equipment of our own, no boats of our own.
I can't believe it. I've only ever seen that whole trailer. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You've done a lot in the last 2 years, and I have to say I'm way impressed.
Yeah, and so since we, you know, we're out here working on Marty's case last, you know, we've now brought home 20 more people.
I know it.
And so we have learned a lot.
All angels.
Thank you.
I know that.
And, you know, and so we've learned a lot about
what to do,
where to look, and how to approach these
different areas, and
as
different
well
climates.
As well as the rumors that come out over the years. So we got this first location here, then we have the boat ramp down on the other side of the bridge. Then coming back up to the other side of the bridge, there's a little bit along the dike road that we've not yet searched.
Right.
We have around the dike that we did last time. If we take that around, we've got an accident location over there. And then we also have the Columbia River boat ramp as well.
I have another spot that Luke, my son, just kind of suggested was past my mom's house in that little inlet that goes to the railroad tracks right there. There's a big body of water right there too.
But that'd be a far stretch to try and get that pickup by our house without anybody
noticing. Right, except for if it's the middle of the night.
But I honestly, if there's any truth at all to this, it's right here.
Okay. Or down past the house.
Yeah,
at the end of it.
The tide gate, there's a gate to somebody else's property past that, and I wouldn't think it would be anywhere past there. But there's lots of places that you could just literally push a rig.
Okay. All right, well, I think the game plan is then, Scott, let's go ahead and put the boat in here. I'll take you out on the boat with me today, since you're the one that, you know, started this case with me, you know, a couple years ago. We'll search both sides of the bridge. We'll search this side of the slough. We'll jump into the other slough if, you know, we've not found anything yet. And then let's finish running the slough back down to the other bridge. Well, we're going to get it in.
Better weather, huh, kids?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen sun here.
4 feet of water. Let's get this thing going. But anyway, small brown Ford Ranger that we're looking for. There's a nice clean bottom. 20 feet right here though. So it drops off pretty good. So we'll run we'll run this side of the trestle first, then we'll go hit the other side of the trestle.
You know where we need to go. That's the.
Yeah, but we just want to, since we're up here and we're gonna be heading that direction, let's just clear this real quick. And so if you've never seen our sonar, this is live scope over here, and this one will actually show what's happening in real time. So as a fish swims by, you'll see a fish swim by in real time. This over here, you're looking underwater, you're looking at parts of the underwater trestle right there. Now the way that this one works is more of a picture in time, so it's picked up everything that we just went over. We're looking at two different systems here. One is down imaging, and so if you look at from the top here to these little grid lines, we'll line up with the depth that we have. This one is side scan, so we're scanning 75 feet to the right and 75 feet to the left. Here's our boat icon, and anything black is water column down to the bottom. So with this being a nice smooth bottom on this, any objects that pop up, you know, like that's not a pickup, you know, more like rocks and things have been thrown off, but definitely not a pickup. Then as we come back around to the pillars over here, that's what you're starting to see pop up over here on the left for side scan now. And a vehicle will be plain as day for us if there's a vehicle down there. Okay, oh, we got something that shouldn't be here. What is it? Oh, what is this? What is that? Oh, it's a boat. See that?
Oh, it's totally a boat.
Yeah, that's we'll hit it at some different angles. But I mean, that thing just like popped up like nothing else. All right, so this is the fish that's swimming by, so that's live. And then we'll go hit this boat again. So there's the boat on live, and then the boat on side imaging. And we'll hit it at a 90-degree angle now from a different angle. And the reason why we hit them from different angles is so that way we can 100% say, oh yes, we scanned that properly. We can see the shape of it from all sides. We're not making stuff up. All right, so we're coming up on it again. It's right there on the right. And still looks like a boat to me. You confirm, there's the front of it. There's the back of it. Yeah, I was really hopeful when that first popped up over there. I was like, oh, we have a truck, and then it wasn't. But right now, based upon the current story is it's not going to be off the train bridge here, and as well as from our first initial analysis too of trying to get a truck off the bridge.
How far are you scanning off to the side with the
75 feet.
75 feet, yeah.
So each side, yeah.
Because with the right, yeah, I don't think there's going to be a truck that was ever pushed off that bridge because of those rails. I mean, it would be really hard to. But if it did hit the water, it might float with, you know, there's a little bit of current.
So we have this property here. So just in case this property was associated, let's run this side of the slough up a little bit, and then we'll go hit that to the east over there. Whoa! Look at this boat underwater here. Here, let me show this on camera. Check that out. Yeah, and then we got another one over here we just went over. Holy moly. Oh, what is this? There's so much stuff underwater here, Scott. That's crazy.
Well, look at this, you know, the panther there. That's incredible.
Yeah, so you have sunk boats underwater here. You have sinking boats that can't sink anymore. Yeah, so here's some sunk houseboats underneath here. That one's gonna be underwater soon too. But I mean, definitely not a truck. All right, so that's the end of the house right there. So we're gonna head back down past the.
Is there a house underwater?
Well, the house underwater is over there. Anyway, there's a house right here as well. So there's no more road right here. So now we're gonna head back over there past the RV and run the slough over there. There's a road up above. Real clean, real easy. I mean, if the truck's in here, we're gonna find it. And we're down to 5 feet. Anyway, that clears this side of it. Now we'll run the slough down. A lot of debris down here. Most of it just looks like, you know, like these old dilapidated boats and stuff that have been thrown over the years.
You know, when you hear these stories too, you think, all right, if you're going to get rid of a car, even if it's just an act of vandalism, you know, and you don't, it's getting rid of a truck, you'd think at least I would be like, let's push it down the road a ways so it's not right out in front of the house.
All right. You know what? We got something of interest right here. But it's so shallow too, I think, no, it's whatever that is right there. I think it's just a dock.
Oh.
See it?
Yeah. How shallow would that look?
Yeah, we're getting too shallow, like it goes right up. And
do you want to do any magnet drops or anything?
No, we'll just go right over it right here and we'll just identify it. It's whatever this old dock is that came out on this. See like that plank right there? Used to be another one right here. That's what we're picking up.
Okay. Oh, that's...
Yep. 100% that's what it is.
So it's out to the other piling there.
Yep. Anyway, Scott, you have a search and rescue sheriff's dive team experience as well.
Yeah, public diver. I've been a public diver for 22 years. But like I said, I've never seen that where you find a car and you float it and you bring it to the boat ramp and you easily haul it out. It's always been something with a giant boom crane. We've got to come up over a ledge and...
Yeah, 15 feet, still clear and clean, but once we get down past these houseboats here, or floating homes, I guess is what they're called, then we'll be at the very end of the slough, and then another 50 yards or so is where that other slough back behind.
Well, we want to get back behind those buildings too, because none of this was here.
Yeah, we did everything to that.
Okay.
So once I hit the Jackson Road is when I'll give you the cue to go ahead and run down to that other boat ramp, which is going to be our second area of interest today. Right now we're at the very end where that first gate is at to get onto the slough further down here for the dike. And this is part of the story in question. The next 200 feet is very critical. Yeah, we're currently running 13 to 15 feet here, so which is a perfect depth for a vehicle to hide all these years. In the slough, outside of boat traffic. And they go 200 feet down with it? Do they go 200 yards down with it?
What do you find to be the limit of quality imaging on this? I mean, once you get down below 40 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet is...
50, like 40 to 50 each is kind of like, like you really have to be knowing where you're looking and what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Like we found a boat that was, was it 95 feet? We were able to find it on the live scope, which was really difficult, but... Ooh, whoa, Scott. No, that's not it. Anyway, this is what I'm looking at. When I started saying whoa, so you see images start popping up on screen here, and so the first thing you see is a shadow, and then it turns into a straight up log.
Yeah.
But it gets you like really excited. They're like, oh, and then it unfolds like this one again.
Can I wipe this?
Another log. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, now you really...
See,
I should have said no. Yeah. So I don't think there's reason to go out further into the middle, but we're going to go ahead and do so anyway, just to make sure we cover our bases on this one.
So one thing that makes it challenging is that you get this witness who said, "Oh, I saw the car being pushed off the levee by these one or two guys." You have no idea where it could be. It could be what she did say, I guess, around the house, but in reality, it could be wherever they decided to push it down the levee here and then send it off the side.
Then this comes into the, why do we end up with like so many rumors and stories? Like somebody just wants to say something to be involved, like, I 100%, I was there, I saw something. We've heard it time and time again, unfortunately, and then in the end, it turns out to be nothing more than an accident, or we end up finding them. Yeah, there's nothing here. Hey Carson, we're gonna go identify if this slough is deep over here, and jump over into here and follow up on that story as to the vehicle being pushed into there. It kind of loops around behind that house, and it's always a possibility, so let's make sure we clear that while we're here.
So looking at this slough, we can see some like logs sticking up, and there's lily pads which show evidence of it being shallow, but the water's all very dark. But I'm not the greatest judge on it, but we'll see what Dennis says.
All right, awesome, thank you. Check behind the house there, like head back and follow it, and it kind of does like a little curve horseshoe bend. See if it's a little deeper over there and if it's anything possible over there. Yeah, I mean, you're clearly shallow right here. I mean, I don't want to like rule it off and just say, oh, we're not going to do it. I mean, it can be consensus between, with everyone. But, the story also is they've had a couple of days to think about it as well, of how they're going to get rid of this vehicle. And the quickest and best, if the house is involved, and it was, we've scanned everything that would have been involved over here. We found a boat, and that was it. A couple of tree logs. Plain as day, sonar's working beautifully. 100% I can say, Linda, this is clear over here. What do you want to do, Scott? You want to hit
Well, the levee still keeps going. I mean, do we know if the vehicle's running? You know, if they want to get rid of something quickly.
I would say the vehicle. I mean, there's no reason why the vehicle would not be running. She drove it there.
I think you just can't eliminate anything. I mean, the pond maybe. I don't know, we could throw the magnet a few times and see what the depth is.
Oh, we can run it. I mean, it's not going to hurt us to run it down, other than it just sucks pulling the boat over. But we're here. We can say that we've cleared it 100%. We're here.
Gotta check it.
We clear the slough, right?
Gotta check it.
All right. All right. Well, we'll scan it. We'll run it up to the house. Yeah, it's only 2 feet there. 2 feet below that transducer. So that's way too shallow, just like we thought off of that log.
This is good though, because now we don't have to think about this. We have to check these off, otherwise it's always that question mark.
But it could be deeper down around the way too, so we're gonna run it down there back behind the house where they would have had access to. 5 feet, we're getting a little deeper. Still not quite deep enough. I mean, look how shallow it is through here. You got all these tree logs are actually laying down. Now, we do have a hole that we're in right now. The hole is actually 8 feet deep. So it can absolutely hide a vehicle back here. A lot of trees in here. We're back up to 4 feet right now, 4 feet, 5 feet. But let me take a look at our map real quick, because I think that this is gonna go down and around and back to the house if I remember. So before we go too far, let's just verify that on the map here. Yeah, so here's the house over here that we started at. And then the slough that we ran, and then we jumped in here. This bend is what I was interested in. Oh, we're tracking our rope. We want to get that in the motor. But anyway, so this is the bend that I was interested in, and the bend right here actually had an 8 to 9 foot hole, but there was nothing in it. So as far as our interest on the slough, I mean, we can run it down just a little bit further, but I think we're getting too shallow here. Anyway, another 100 yards, we'll run it here, and then we'll head back, jump back in the bigger slough. So the house is right over here. We're in a 9, 10 foot hole right here. And then now it's coming back up to 8 feet, 7 feet, and no vehicle over here.
That would be a good one right there.
Yeah, but now we're at 5 feet. And then there's the lily pads. So that writes this slough off the list as well. So right here at the bend is the closest this slough actually gets to this house here. And nothing in that deep hole. And then it starts getting really shallow over here again, 3, 4 feet. You had a few sections, 5, 6 feet. And then you had like a 5, 6 foot hole over here, but no vehicle, unfortunately. So from here, we're gonna get back in. I never checked this side of the slough or of the dike here. I only checked the other side. It was really windy that day. So we're gonna finish checking this one down to the public boat ramp. Just past the bridge also, we're gonna check the north side of it because there's access over there as well. That will then officially mark off 2 locations that we wanted to search today. We will then move the boat over to the accident location that I want to check, and then a potential suicide location that I would like to check as well. All right, why don't you guys plan on heading down to that public boat ramp. We'll meet you guys down there. All right, so this is gonna be all fresh territory that we've never searched before here. So again, we have a truck that runs, a story. This is still in the line of sight of putting that in, but then I'm gonna say no, because now as you take a look over here at these houses, you know, now you're within line of sight of other houses if you were to come down here with it. Now, is there a possible for an accident location? I can say yes, because in order to get to Marty's house, to where she was living with her mom at the time, you can take this back alleyway here and then see the bridge that we're heading down to right there. You can then connect with that road and then jump over to Mom's house. And the day that she went missing, she actually went back over to Mom's house 2 or 3 times. And so it wasn't something that was uncommon or out of the ordinary with her heading back to Mom's house a couple of times. Now the thing is, she was supposed to meet Linda and a few others down at the Hong Kong Chinese restaurant, but never made it to the Hong Kong Chinese restaurant over in Astoria. So did something happen to her along the way, or did she just say, I'm just done for the night, I'm tired, I'm beat, I don't have enough money for gas to even get there or get back, and then it turns into an accident scene. All of these unknowns, Scott.
And I think there's a lot of biases involved where we keep sticking to these little stories.
Yeah.
So you think about, we talk about like this is what could have happened, and I think basically we need to search all these areas. We just need to search them, regardless if it's even something that was possible for them to drive through here, or drive off the road over there, or be pushed off the edge here.
Yeah, and we're not here to figure out the what or the whodunit, if there's a whodunit involved. Right now there's a story of 5 whodunits that might have been involved, with 4 of them are now passed away. That's not what we're here for. We're here to simply find out the where, and then if there's a why or a whodunit after that, that's not our problem. I just want to find her. So this part of the bridge here, Scott, I've scanned, so I parked here and I've scanned both sides of this bridge before. And I did so with one of these setups. I didn't have live scope at the time, so we'll just re-hit both sides of this if by chance it was an accident, 30 years ago, coming off the bridge, drunk, driving. And then I've not scanned the north side of this bridge, just on the other side of it, across the way, so we will double check that. And then the boat ramp is another 1/4 mile down past here.
You go down this road and veer about back over there, and that's where Linda's mom lives?
Yeah, so this road is the one that dead ends the T's into where that sign was at.
Yeah.
Where it dead ends into the slough.
We were throwing anchors. You were throwing an anchor out there at one time.
Yep.
I'm sorry, a magnet.
And then all the sticker bushes and everything.
Yeah.
That we went down. Okay, so coming from Napa over there. 100%, not 100%, but this is one of 2 bridges to get to Mom's house. This is the one that's most likely. But then we look at the possible, all right, do we have a, did we go to this house for some reason? Did we accidentally drunk drive off the edge of this road? Just so many unknowns. Until we find her, we don't know. We've never been in a situation where these rumors have ever been true. One of the difficult ones I've ever seen was the Carrie Mae Parker in Texas. You have the ex-boyfriend who was suspected with all these rumors, with warrants being served and digging up the property. And in the end, it was nothing more than an accident that she ended up over the side. Yeah, I see you down at the boat ramp here in the right spot. We're gonna circle back around towards the bridge and then come up on the same side as you. I got something back here. I don't know what it is, but this is actually shows up kind of like what we see for something that's 30 years old. So we're gonna head, so I just turned around and then I moved over, and now we're gonna go over the top of it and see if we can get it to pop up. If it pops up on both of those screens and it's 4 feet tall and it's a truck, you can see how clear just a little log is down there. And it may have just been the way they were hitting a bank coming down.
26 feet?
Yeah.
Is that it right there?
Yeah, that's not a vehicle. Yeah, that's why we rescan them. I'm still not convinced that this is not a potential vehicle, because we're dealing with 25 feet of depth, so it's going to show up differently. And with some growth and some weeds and some other stuff coming off of it, we just want to verify if we can get it on live scope. That's my big goal right now, to get right over the top of it. I think it is. I think it's because it keeps moving I bet you it's just a school of fish.
Oh, no way.
Oh yeah, I've had that before.
What?
Where it moves.
Right, when we get to this tree, it should show up right here. Right, so line with that tree and that pole.
Let's see. I'm telling you, I think it's been moving. Anyway, so I've actually had like a school of fish move on me before that gave me like a false reading. It happened in Oklahoma. See how it keeps changing shape? See? School of fish.
I'm not buying that.
100%.
Zero chance in my opinion.
It keeps changing shape.
If it's a school of fish, they're not going to be just sitting there.
Yeah, they're moving.
Okay. I'll go with whatever you want. You're the boat captain right now, right, Captain? Yeah. Looks like that school of fish is moving.
Look, it's not there anymore.
Well, we're in the wrong spot. You got to be lined up between that telephone pole and that bush.
That far over?
I'm paying attention.
No, it was over here. It moved over here.
Go drive right, turn inward to shore right now.
Right now. You want me to go to the dark spot?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'll go straight to the dark spot.
Okay, and if it's there, what are we going to call it? A school of fish?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
We're a boat.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0.5, 0.4, 0.5.
See how it moved? It's not even here now. They're gone. They swam away. Do you believe me now?
100%.
See, now all we have is a log. We can clearly see this log right here.
We weren't this close to shore. Ever.
I know we weren't this close.
We've never been this close to
I know.
shore.
All right, so that takes care of the bridge. Down to the boat ramp. Once we clear the boat ramp, that clears, the two main locations that we wanted today, leaving us with 2 more locations.
What are the other 2?
One is the Columbia River to the north here, Aldrich Point or something like that, which Linda was kind of mentioning, like they used to go out to and drink. And then we also, which, if by chance there was a party going on, let's say that there was a party, she showed up here, found out where the party was, out there at the river. We've seen a situation like, I understand there's another wedding going on, but what if there's another party also going on? She ends up there, but we've seen Ethan. There was a party, the party ended, and we then later found him right there at the party scene in the location. The vehicle's been underwater for 7 years there. We could have the same thing with this. Yeah, we're too shallow right here, but 8 feet here. What I'm looking at right here, Scott, is we have the intersection here. I mean, it's 50 feet away, but what if she did come flying down? But as we get closer to shore here, where this target is I'm looking at, and back up over it. Anyway, what if she came through and came flying down this intersection and it's nothing more than an accident right here? Could be.
Remember what I just told you? Most of the cars are right up at an intersection that tee into a levee.
Yep. And that's a tree log there. Tree log. Plain as day, it's a tree log. 8 feet of water here, though.
Pretty deep.
Yeah.
What's your
I want to get some different angles on it just to rule this one out. Because like I said, I mean, it lines up perfect with that intersection right there, Scott. Right here. That's 4 feet tall and is the length of a pickup truck.
Oh.
I don't know. Let me come into it straight. Right there. Right below us. Okay, drop a magnet right here on this side. Like you can almost stand right on it. Can you see it? Dude, is that a vehicle right there? Dude, that is a truck. Look at it. You can see it. Look at it right below you. Is that a truck? See the stuff growing in and out of it and around it?
Well, wait. Oh, that's, go back a second. Down on metal. I see a cable there.
Yeah, I see a cable. I mean, there's gonna be stuff.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, there's a cable, but there's, oh, that's like the, oh wait, let's see. That feels, that's not, that's a log right there.
Is it?
But that was definitely, I'm not feeling it. Yeah, that's wood there.
Yeah, I mean, I can see wood right there. So that's a log.
Oh, that's a log.
Dang it. Well, all right, well, it lined up with an intersection. So yeah, you can see it at this angle. Solid tree. Dang it, Scott. All right, so we cleared that one back there as a log. We cleared this one as a tree. You can see as we come across this, you can see like the pylons. So we just passed one, we're gonna be passing another one right here. So there's another one. 5 feet of water. So you have the other thing, what if this is a suicide? You can never rule it out. Friends getting married, something was said, heavily drinking, she's left twice that night already. Goes to the river and just says, I'm checking out. Because this road right here goes to Mom's house, to the bridge, and to the church where the wedding was at. And now we're only in 4 feet of water right here. All right, nothing here. So right back there at that intersection, I mean, I understand it's like 50 feet away from it, but like it popped up and it was like the shape of a truck. It was only like 3.5 feet underwater, so we went over it a couple times and it looked like, plants and stuff like were growing up outside of like the back of the pickup truck is what it looked like. But the waves were going a little bit. We couldn't get like a clear sight. We dropped the magnet on it. We found like a cable that it snatched to, and then we were able to get like a better visual as we came around. And it's nothing more than like a great big old dock log is what it was over there, but lined up perfect with that intersection. So anyway, this knocks out 2 of our big main ones that we want to search. So let's load up and then let's head around the corner on the other road over here, and let's go drop in where we have another accident location that goes along the road for quite a ways. And I don't know how deep that slough is, but we'll go check it out. And then after that one, then that is going to take us up to the Columbia River, where we're looking at, is it an accident location, or is it, potential suicide, foul play? I have no idea. So that's where we're at. Okay, so follow me on this theory here. Okay, so we come down from town, and we come up on the Zyak-Nack Creek Road here from the church. And instead of coming up to where we're at to come to Mom's house and go across the bridge, you also have I'm gonna go make a right here. And this is my other accident location that I'm really interested in, is this road right here. Now, we've been really close to this area before because this turns left here to go to Mom's house. We've never searched this bridge area, which I think is too shallow, you can see that. But we have put in here, which is where the cows were at, but you and I also put in right here. And then underneath this bridge, right here at that location, is where the refrigerator was at. And then we finished searching all of this. So we've searched this slough twice now up to Mom's house. So
there's another road that goes, it kind of dead ends, I think it's Napa Dock Road that goes out.
We've done that one as well.
You've done that one, like you climb down the cliff,
yep.
There's a little wall there, and there's some buildings.
Hot day, it was miserable.
Okay.
And then after we do this accident location, now I want to work my way up to this Aldrich Point boat ramp is where I want to go. You have that entire road up there. And what if there was another party that was going on up there?
That's accident. And you can fit foul play into that because it's way up there on the river. You might think that's way
suicide.
Deeper up there.
You can fit
suicide.
all 3.
Yeah.
So let's go hit. Do you want to go to this one first? Which one do you feel more?
I don't want to backtrack, so let's knock this.
Well, we still have to come back through it no matter what.
Let's go up there first.
That's the road that we have to come down.
I know with looking at the map a little while ago, that's just stuck out to me, that ramp.
Let's go to Aldrich Point then. Okay, so we have this slough right here, and I think that this slough is too shallow, but this is that road that I was telling you about, and coming up is the Anderson that they used to live over here, but if you take this road around, this is gonna take you back to Mom's house. This is the shallower slough here, Doug. Yeah. I don't think we have an accident into this one.
I can see in it.
You can see. But now coming up though, you're flying down right here. 30 years ago, foliage is lower. You miss the corner right here, off into this bigger slough that you're gonna see right here. What do we think about this slough right here? Deeper? Can you tell?
Oh no, this one's definitely deeper than the one we just came up.
Look, so 30 years ago, take this foliage down. Accident location, right here. Drunk, 10 p.m. at night. Do you want to search it now, or we want to keep going to Aldrich? I did tell Scott to go to Aldrich.
Okay, let's go up to Aldrich and then we'll come back. Looks like there's an easy spot to put in right up here.
Yeah, I mean this is going to be a deeper slough like that other one, though, in my opinion. I mean, we don't know until we put in.
So after talking to Linda, she was able to tell me that the road leading up here along the river that we were looking at, sort of an accident location, is a private road. It's always been blocked off and gated like that their entire lives, and no cars are ever in and out of there.
Okay, so really, we don't have a mile of road to check here. We just have this boat ramp right here.
The boat ramp, you know, is as far as we deem necessary a car to float. And also right over here, she said these boulders that are right on the other side of this bush right here were never there. She said they just got put there. Okay. And there's like a little dump area.
Okay. So, and it doesn't look like it's really, I mean, it's probably 12 feet deep right there. So, I mean, you can have a vehicle out here. So, yeah, let's get the boat out here, search that and that, and then if we don't find it here, then we'll head back to that accident location.
Yeah, and Linda just told me that that's actually 25 feet right there. Yeah, where we were deeming at another accident location, 25 feet.
And that's really going to be our last location of the day that I know of. That one. Okay, let's get the boat in and knock this one out then. Right up with the two, I'm going to give you
15 feet right here.
All right.
All right, really clean bottom over here, really clean. 14 feet. It's coming up quick, 11, 10, already up to 5.
Wow, it jumped fast.
Yeah, and Linda said this is all exposed right here until right in the middle of these two, which makes sense. That's where it comes up.
Right.
She said those docks are always on the ground.
Okay.
So we're gonna go up a little bit. 2 miles an hour with the current.
I don't think a Ford Ranger truck could have any float time. I mean, that would be a...
And that's another thing, the cabin space on a Ford Ranger is so small, relevant to the vehicle weight, it's not gonna be that buoyant.
Nope.
You know, the more the cabin space, like a big SUV, you would think, oh, big SUV is gonna sink right away. Well, if the windows are up, the cabin space inside of a vehicle is so vast that it's going to make it very buoyant. Yeah, there's lots of stuff over here, but it's too shallow. Yeah, real clean over here. Over there near that old boat ramp to the side, there's a lot of debris, but it's very, very shallow.
We don't see a buoy in the water.
No, it's all clear. There's really easy to read, as you know. It's no different than what you were reading. And
And here's our little access right here that we can get into easily. And then here's the entire road through here that we want to search. This is not my area of interest. My area of interest is going to be down past these pylons.
Yeah.
Right, kind of right where that tree is at, and then down for like the next 300-400 yards. So all of that appears to be shallow inside of that.
What's the depth here?
Yeah, it's getting deeper at 7, so it'll hide a vehicle here. All right, now we're getting down to 11 and 12.
Oh.
We're getting into the zone that I'm interested in. Nice depth for it. I mean, you can definitely hide a vehicle down here for years.
Now, are you getting a good shot of the shore from here?
Yeah,
I mean,
so
you can really
my shore
see.
right now, I'm hitting it at 54 right now, is where I'm hitting the shore, and I'm scanning to 75. And we're still at 16 to 18 feet, right through here. Nice smooth bottom. Picking up all those trees and branches right there. That's what we're picking up right there. And this is where I just want her truck to just pop up.
So that's a corner right there. So you were coming around, you've got the sign here that says intersection around a corner. So that, I mean, that could be a great spot right there.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, down past where the biggest bushy tree is at, where you see the telephone pole there, like another 50 yards, I think, past that is where the road connects with it up there. That back in the day, remember 30 years, that foliage wasn't as tall as it is now too. And that's your big corner coming into it. So I'm going off of the she was drunk scenario on this one. Let's see, now right here, we're coming up to 7 feet.
You know, it has been
8 feet.
It's been amazing that we have not seen one car.
Yeah, or a tractor, or anything. Okay, so we have something here that we want to double check. That does not appear to be vehicle shape, I don't think. More boat shape than anything. Yeah, see, now it only gets 3.5 feet here too. So it's too shallow to be what we want. Yeah, you're only 3.5 feet of water here. So just the way it was reading that bank.
I'm kind of dying to just throw the magnet in.
Yeah, it's more of a log that we have there. That's in 5 feet of water. Just that tree right there that we're picking up.
The broken end.
All right, we're only at 7 feet right here. And we're coming up to the end of the road, like right up here. So right there's the end of the road where that telephone pole is at. You know, I do feel really good about coming back though and searching a lot of these new areas that we just never even considered before. Clean, there's nothing. We're heading up to the gas station. Better cell service up there, and then we'll look at Sartopo and see if we have any other ideas that we want to tackle today. Okay, so let's break it down. So we have no water from the boyfriend's house to the gas station other than the John Day River, which I searched.
Doesn't seem feasible. Doesn't seem feasible.
How about the husband? Where did he live at the time? Because didn't she have a
next town down?
And didn't she have a conversation with him as well?
That's kind of up in the air. My mom wasn't sure who she was talking to on the phone. She thinks she might have been talking to Rich to get money. So he lives right here. That used to be D&D Market. Rich's house is right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's at Clayton's place. And then those are the other little houses. Yeah, that's his house.
And so he's still having, the two of them are still having relations, yet they're also upset about
But he's also married
going to court
and has 3 kids with someone else still living in that house.
Right. So she's not stopping. So she's not stopping there, in my opinion, at 10 o'clock at night with the new wife there.
No, but he would meet her up at the store.
We have no evidence of her making it to the boyfriend's house.
No.
We have no idea if she went to the ex-husband's house. We do have the 5-mile radius.
So what?
And I believe that we've covered everything in this 5-mile radius now.
The most logical thing that we have to go off of in this, like extreme working with only probability, is we know she was here. We know she was at the gas station. We know she was heading here.
Yep.
Something happened between her last verified location and where she verbally had intentions of going over here. Between here, something happened.
Now, we have done a lot of searching here in this 5-mile radius with Mom's house, making that as to she lived with Mom.
Right.
She'd been to Mom's house twice before. It was 10 p.m. late at night. Yes, she put some gas in the car, but she just also had to have it jumped by her brother Mike. And so in my mind is, did she simply get upset and just be like, you know what, it's too late. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm intoxicated. I just need to shut down and be done for the night.
Depends on like what kind of person was she? Was she energetic? Was she like at that time of night? Is she gonna be like? Is that her time? Is that her time?
Yeah. If she was on a party mode, she'd be partying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we've covered all possible routes back to Mom's house.
I think like with what we've done out here, I think it has been more in the realm of, you know, Mom's home, being out here. Also, I mean, you covered that area where you come over there to get the Let's just say hypothetically something happened. I don't want to, you know.
That's what I've been thinking the same.
Well, it's been 32 years, so obviously we know something bad happened. Whether it was an accident, foul play, we know it's been so long. We know just something bad probably happened. You know, we don't think that she ran off and started a new life. You know, she didn't. Yeah, right. If we were talking about like having a lot of money, that would we like, you know, is this happy face guy still alive?
Yeah, he's in prison. We're feeding that bastard. He's serving consecutive life sentences.
So he's never getting out.
The murders, and I think they hope that he will tell about more, because after he confessed to the first 4 or 5, he ended up confessing to 3.
And that's where I'm going with this.
You just want to go interview him?
I would love to interview him. I mean, we're talking about somebody who has bragged about killing someone every day for months.
Yeah, he said maybe 140, 150
That would be cool.
I mean,
he wants he wants to be famous.
And he's from this area.
From originally, I guess, from Tri-Cities, like I said, Sealy, Yakima, Kennewick, Pasco, that area. Then when he got married, him and his wife and kids lived in Spokane area. But he was based out of the Tri-Cities area.
Wait, and didn't his parents live over here in Warrenton?
Yeah. So he made this trek.
He's got the ties, you know, and he's unfortunately your family has suffered a loss already at his hands. I mean, I know the odds are so far-fetched with the 2 people, and I hate to even talk about this like this, but what are the odds that, I mean, your family suffering 2 losses from the hands of this killer? Anything's possible.
I mean, he's a predator.
Yeah.
And you know,
and she's a very beautiful woman.
Yeah, and my aunt wasn't super ugly either, and you know, but she was a little bit. And you know, you get somebody vulnerable and they're half drunk or out of it or whatever. I don't know what his deal was, but you know.
So I have to jump in with the balance part of it, because you guys love to go, and we talked about this earlier, but I mean, a simpler explanation is just that maybe we missed the truck. You know, the truck could have. I just feel like it gets too complicated. I mean, it's just, and the more complicated, and then it becomes, and then it's like bring it back to, you know, maybe the truck. Maybe we just missed. Maybe we simply missed it. Maybe the truck flipped upside down,
and it's disintegrated.
I've gone past stuff on my scanner where it's like the next. You know, I miss it the next time, and like, I mean, I know of a truck in where we live in Bingen. People went by it for years with side scans, and
I can agree with you 100%. So I want you to zoom in, starting at the boyfriend's or the husband's house.
Okay.
Rich's house?
Yeah, Rich's house. And follow Columbia Highway just barely outside of town. Okay? What if we simply have an accident where she's drunk?
There is a thing there.
DUI.
You go down to Swenson Island and there's outlets. It's called Bear Creek. And it does come in from Columbia River.
Yeah, so zoom in right there. So 30 years ago, I don't know what the barrier looked like there, but we've had over guardrails into water. So we have that we need to go check. We have to go put eyes on that. That's the only spot where Matt and Hayden just took off to.
Plausible but unlikely.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Let's cross back.
Oh boy, here he is.
So, what do you think? Mr. Hayden had a great idea, because this is on the north side, plausible but unlikely. It is deep enough to, I mean, I don't know what's in the bottom of it. On the other side, almost see the bottom, but I would think to alleviate time, go throw a magnet at it from the highway, because it's not going to go
So it's not.
It would just be.
It's not very wide. It's not a very big area. Yeah.
I'd say magnet because it's also kind of a pain to get the boat down there too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not something that looks deep, but could possibly be.
It can definitely, yeah.
I'd
it
say
could be
maybe
under there.
And you got to remember too, there's also the factor that on Wednesday, after Marty disappeared Saturday, we reported missing Tuesday, snow hit, and we had more snow we'd ever had. So any looking around was blocked. We took my brother.
So like basically right at Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
4 days
It was
later.
Valentine's Day.
Massive snow.
Yeah. And my brother we took his Bronco and we went looking up in the hills. And
Our Bronco.
Yeah, our Bronco, that's right. And his too.
Yeah.
And we went looking because we had four-wheel drive. Places where she might have went because she knew all these logging roads. Just like
And speaking of Bronco, her Ranger had Bronco wheels on it, right? It had Bronco wheels and tires on it.
It came off an old Bronco that was, I think it was my brother's old one because he got it, wanted to soup it all up, so he took the little tiny ones off and gave them to my other brother. They're all trading stuff around all the time.
Anyway, it's plausible for it to be in there.
Well, that's.
It would be.
I want to. If you're a question, I would just want to drive over there myself and just put it.
Is there room to pull the RV off right there?
Yeah, you can pull off to the side of the road.
Yeah, it's pretty wide
Doug,
right
once
there.
you see the 86 milepost,
Yeah.
it's right after that. Was that Bear Creek?
Yeah, Bear Creek.
Bear Creek.
Okay.
All right, so we're
It's past the 86.
Well, let's. I mean, like I said, that is our very last water location in the area. There is no other water location.
there's no such thing as an unsuccessful search. Everything we're doing is, at the end of the day, we're at least marking places off.
Yeah.
And it's one step closer, regardless of the scenario.
And if that's not it, then it's time that we be serious about a magnetometer because we've needed them more than once. Like if we get one, we're going back to Randy Leach. We're gonna go look for Randy. There's several that we need to go back to. Martin Carr as well. All right.
That's pretty amazing.
Let's move over there to the creek and let's go scan that real quick with the magnet.
Guys.
Bear Creek is right here. This is what we're checking. So, what's the guardrail? What's that like? That looks too shallow in my opinion. I'm already ruling it out. But let's go check it out anyway.
This is the last feasible accident location for us in this case. You can see the bottom. It's like 2 feet deep. Yeah. Well, they're not water specialists. Yeah.
That's too shallow.
When you're standing over, you can see the bottom right there.
Yeah.
If we had our special glasses, we'd be able to see right through.
Yeah.
Yep, and you can see the bottom there too. It's even shallower over here. Even shallower. And you can see the water line where the tide goes up and down. The tide's actually out. Tide's really low right now, which is in our favor and able to easily rule this out. It's not helping us. It's just everything in this case is pointing to extreme foul play on levels that we've never met before. Like, this is insane. You know, we're talking about a possible serial killer who has already murdered someone in Marty's family. And also, we have the ex-husband who has acknowledged he wanted to kill her, said that he would kill her, acknowledging that he's seen a sticker on her vehicle that was put there within days of her going missing. He had no reason even knowing that that sticker was there. It's just the dynamics of the foul play possibilities in this case are just insane. Absolutely insane. And how they weren't picked up at the time during the initial investigation, I have no idea, because we're here 32 years later putting this stuff together. And it's really bothering me that none of this stuff was put together at the time, because the people we're talking about, at least the ex-husband, he's gone. There's no telling what he did. If he did something, we'll never know. We'll never know. The happy face killer, however, though, he's still alive, and we're going to be reaching out to him, definitely.
There's a woman in here. Knock, knock. Oh, okay. All right. She was a junior that year, or was that a senior? 8th grade. 8th? That one, no, that she was freshman or sophomore. It was after we moved here. And this is all of us at my grandparents'. Probably one of the only ones we have of all 8 of us.
And where's Marty in the picture?
She's in the black and the white. Brad, Marty, Rhonda, me, Joyce, Mike, Tony.
There's Marty. This one's Marty.
There's Marty the day of the wedding. And that's my sister Rhonda. See, they look quite a bit alike. And then, and there they are standing up front in the wedding. And then there's Marty. She lived down in Ashland with that guy there. And that's my little brother Brad, who's also gone now. Yeah. And this one, yeah, there's Grandma. So that had to been, I'm guessing by the hair, that's probably about 87, 88. And then who's sitting next to her? Is that Joyce? Yeah. This one here, we were in Fall City.
It's Marty.
Yeah, see, she was always bigger than me.
Marty.
While we were growing up. And this was probably 1983 or 4. And that one's probably like 1969 or so. Yeah. She kept our life interesting, that girl. Even though she was only 10 months younger than me, she seemed like the older one because she was more outgoing, mischievous, always was never scared of anything, I didn't think. Was she? Always dragging animals home, always. Loved horses. I didn't like them at all. She loved them, and she'd come home with horse hair all over, and then I'd have to hit her or something. Anyway. But no, growing up, she was just always really kind. I mean, ready to help anyone. If she had $1, she'd give you 90 cents of it. That's that kind of person she was. No, I'm not kidding. She didn't require anything to be happy. She just wanted everybody around her to be happy, then she was happy. And she was a good mother. She had a daughter who was 12 at the time and a son who was 10. And she didn't have her daughter custody, but she did get to see her every once in a while, not very often because her husband made sure she didn't, but ex-husband. But she had Andrew, and Andrew was the apple of her eye. But no, through the years, I mean, Marty was always there anytime I needed. That's why I miss her so much. No one else is like her. I didn't have to ask. She seemed to know when I needed something. She'd just show up, you know. And I was living across the way by myself, and you know, with my first baby, and she acted like it was hers. That's just how she was. And then to have her suddenly vanish, you're just kind of got a big question mark, you know, and you want that to go away. It's just, it's the oddest thing to not know where someone is, ever. It's just weird. You know, you got to quit worrying about what you can't do anything about. There's nothing we can do about what happened. What if I had not went to town and just stayed with her? Or, I ask that every day, you know, because then she wouldn't have went wherever she went, because I would have been with her. I would like to plea that anybody who's known anything about my sister, Marty Benthin Evans, or anything about the wedding on the night of February 10th, 1990, seen, heard, know, see, maybe even if it's not true, come forward with any little bit of information there is. It doesn't matter how small you might think of it is. You know, and share her story so that somebody else may spread it to somebody else, maybe get that information, because sometimes it has to come second or third hand, you know, so, and it has to be checked out, of course.
So we've covered every waterway that we can possibly think of when it comes to an accident, suicide, foul play, everything water related within a 5-mile radius, even all the way down to the boyfriend's house down in Warrenton. Everything has been covered between here and there. So that leaves us with nothing more than these potential theories. So we're not done yet. You know, we're gonna make at least one more attempt once we are able to get our hands on a magnetometer, and we're gonna come back up and see what you can do. We're gonna keep doing everything we can for you.
Okay.
If you need anything from us, just let Linda know and she'll be able to get hold of us. It's been great meeting you. Appreciate it.
I guess after you guys do what you do, you do it well.
Definitely try. We can try our best.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
And this is where we need your help. We are going to put a link in the description down below to a GoFundMe page. It is time for all of us to come together to raise the funds for a magnetometer. Once we do so, we are going to come back and we're going to search for Marty. Is she going to be on that Forest Service road? Was she buried by a loader? We're also going to use that magnetometer to return to Randy Leach. Is he in the Kansas River? Is he in Stranger Creek? Frank and Mary, are they buried in that sand pit? There's other cases that we're going to be able to use that magnetometer on as well. We appreciate you being here today. Be sure to check out that link, donate to the GoFundMe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much.